So I wasn't aware that I had been sexually abused by my uncle until I was in my 30s, because I'd done a really good job of suppressing it.
So there's really two forms of trauma. They've got shock trauma, which is like a car accident or a surgery. It's a one-off trauma. And then there's another kind of trauma known in the psychotherapy world as complex trauma, complex PTSD.
The minute I started using my voice was the minute everything changed. When my team and I released the documentary series of Did I Choose My Trauma, we were overwhelmed with the responses from every corner of the world. People would share their trauma stories with us, some really big and some seemingly small. Now is the time to take a deeper dive into distressing events that shape us. In this full-length documentary, we will speak to the war veteran who struggled to assimilate back into civilian life, or the demons that he or she had to deal with. We also speak to the cancer patient who has survived death numerous times. And we then speak to the person who is still dealing with the aftermath of coming from a stolen generation. In this longer version, we will explore whether resolving our trauma lends itself well to our biggest transformation and therefore our greatest contribution. In this feature length, we get to delve deeper into the different methods of healing our trauma, looking at how the West and indigenous cultures look at it. I believe that trauma is one thing that binds humanity, for it does not see race, gender, religion, orientation, or ability. What happens when we speak?
The good doesn't come from the traumatic experience. The good comes from resolving the traumatic experience.
As it relates to men, mental health, and trauma, the short answer is men tend not to deal with it, or rather they tend not to deal with it well. If you look at it, the strict numbers, men tend to be externalizers, women tend to be internalizers.
So the opportunity is, are you going to transform it? And how?
We need your help to make this feature documentary. Let us find out if our deepest suffering has anything in shaping who we are to become. With your help, we can raise the money to make this documentary, creating the space for all of us to speak, heal, and perhaps contribute. With this documentary, my vow to you is to raise the vibration on acknowledging and healing our trauma. As for me, I want to speak to my uncle. I want to ask him the question I've waited over 30 years to ask.